Have you ever wondered what the true essence of happiness is? What does it look like and how do we find it? This is the story of Saint Augustine, a man who embarked on a journey to find these answers. Happiness, a concept as elusive as it is desired, is a universal pursuit that transcends time and culture. It's a quest that has led many on a lifelong journey in search of that one thing, that one moment that will fill their hearts with joy and contentment. One such seeker was Saint Augustine. Born in the 4th century, Augustine's quest for happiness was marked by intellectual curiosity, spiritual struggles, and profound transformation. His journey, like ours, was filled with trials and tribulations, moments of joy and despair. But through it all, he sought the true essence of happiness. Join us as we explore the life of Saint Augustine, a man whose journey towards happiness was anything but ordinary. Born in 354 AD in the Roman Empire, Augustine's story begins in a world very different from ours. This was a time of grandeur and turmoil, a time when the Roman Empire was at its zenith, yet also grappling with its own internal conflicts. Augustine was born into this world, in the small town of Thagaste, in modern-day Algeria. Augustine's family wasn't wealthy, but they were determined to give him a good education. His mother, Monica, was a devout Christian, while his father, Patricius, was a pagan who converted to Christianity later in life. This blend of faiths in his household would play a significant role in shaping Augustine's spiritual journey. As a young boy, Augustine was sent to Carthage, a prominent city of the Roman Africa, to further his education. He was an excellent student, with a keen intellect and a voracious appetite for knowledge. Yet, his student life was not without its challenges. Augustine was known to have led a hedonistic lifestyle during his young adult years, indulging in pleasures of the flesh and grappling with moral dilemmas. He was also deeply influenced by the Manichaean philosophy, a belief system that proposed a dualistic view of good and evil. This further complicated his understanding of morality and faith. Despite his intellectual pursuits, Augustine was not immune to the existential questions that plague us all. He was constantly wrestling with questions about the nature of happiness, the essence of good and evil, and the role of faith in one's life. His intellectual prowess did not provide him with the answers he sought. Instead, it only deepened his sense of confusion and longing. Despite his intellectual prowess, Augustine found himself lost, wrestling with questions about happiness, morality, and faith. This sense of being adrift, of searching for something more, would eventually lead him to a profound transformation. But that is a tale for another scene. For now, let's remember Augustine as a young man, lost and searching, much like many of us today. As Augustine grew older, his quest for happiness led him down many paths. As we delve into his narrative, we find a young man torn between the spiritual and the material, seeking solace in the realm of philosophy. Intrigued by the doctrines of Manichaeism, he was captivated by its dualistic worldview. This philosophy, with its promise of a universe divided between good and evil, offered a simplistic perspective on life's complexities. However, despite its initial allure, Augustine found this philosophy to be lacking. Its inability to address his deeper questions left him unsatisfied, pushing him to continue his search elsewhere. His journey then led him to Neoplatonism, a philosophy that emphasized the spiritual over the physical. It was here that Augustine began to grapple with the concept of the metaphysical, the idea of an existence beyond the tangible. He was drawn to the Neoplatonic belief in a singular ultimate truth, a concept that began to shape his understanding of God and the universe. Yet even this philosophy, with its profound insights, failed to provide Augustine with the contentment he sought. Alongside his philosophical explorations, Augustine struggled with hedonism, the pursuit of pleasure. He reveled in the joys of the physical world, indulging in earthly desires. Yet, he soon realized that these pleasures were fleeting, leaving him with a profound sense of emptiness. Throughout his journey, Augustine wrestled with these contrasting philosophies and lifestyles. He sought happiness in intellectual stimulation, in spiritual enlightenment, and in physical pleasure. He yearned for a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose that transcended the ordinary. Yet, despite his best efforts, the answers Augustine sought remained elusive. His quest for happiness, like that of many before and after him, was fraught with trials and tribulations. His journey, however, was far from over. Little did he know, his search would lead him to a transformation that would forever change his life and leave an indelible mark on the history of Christian thought. In the midst of his quest, Augustine experienced a profound transformation. We find Augustine at a turning point. a crossroads where the path of his life was about to radically change. It was here that the young Augustine, filled with questions and longing for answers, found himself drawn to the Christian faith. The teachings of the Church resonated deeply with him. The message of redemption and salvation struck a chord within his restless soul. He was introduced to Bishop Ambrose, whose eloquent sermons and patient guidance became an instrumental force in Augustine's journey. The bishop's wisdom and understanding of the faith allowed Augustine to reconcile his philosophical questions with the teachings of Christianity, and this was an important stepping stone in his conversion. The moment of his conversion is one that Augustine himself recounts with great detail and emotion. In a garden, with a heavy heart and a mind full of turmoil, he heard a childlike voice saying, "Take up and read." Picking up the scripture, his eyes fell upon a passage from the book of Romans, and as he read, he felt a profound sense of peace wash over him. It was a moment of clarity, a moment of surrender, where he felt a divine presence guiding him. Following this spiritual awakening, Augustine was baptized by Bishop Ambrose, marking his formal acceptance into the Christian faith. This baptism was not just a ritual but a symbol of his transformation, a cleansing of his past and a rebirth into a new life. Post-conversion, Augustine's life took a dramatic turn. His philosophies, his perspectives, his very way of living were all transformed. He renounced his previous lifestyle, dedicating himself wholly to the service of God and the Church. He went on to become one of the most influential Christian theologians, his writings and teachings still revered today. Through his faith, Augustine finally found the answers and the happiness he had been seeking. His journey serves as a reminder that sometimes the answers we seek are not where we expect to find them. It is through faith, humility, and surrender that we often find our deepest desires fulfilled. Augustine's journey was not in vain. His experiences and insights still resonate with us today. As we delve into his legacy, let's explore the profound teachings he left behind on the pursuit of happiness. Augustine's philosophy on happiness diverges from the common notion that it's rooted in material wealth or societal status. Instead, he viewed happiness as something far more profound and enduring. He believed that true happiness is found in the pursuit of truth and the love of God. This concept, simple yet profound, has been a guiding light in Christian theology for centuries. Augustine's teachings are not just about seeking happiness but also about understanding the nature of human desires. He taught that our desires can often lead us astray, making us seek happiness in all the wrong places. But when we understand our desires and direct them towards God and truth, we find a joy that is everlasting. His influence on Christian theology is immense. His thoughts on original sin, divine grace, and predestination have shaped the way Christians view the world and their place in it. These teachings, deeply rooted in his own quest for happiness, offer a perspective that transcends time and culture. The relevance of Augustine's insights in the modern world cannot be overstated. In a time when we're often led to believe that happiness can be bought, his teachings remind us that true joy comes not from material possessions, but from a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship with God. His journey, filled with trials and tribulations, serves as a powerful reminder that the path to happiness is not always easy. It requires introspection, understanding, and a relentless pursuit of truth. But the reward, as Augustine discovered, is a joy that surpasses all understanding. In the end, Augustine discovered that true happiness lies not in worldly pleasures, but in the pursuit of truth and the love of God. So, what can we learn from Augustine's journey? In the course of our 10-minute exploration, we've dissected Augustine's life, his quest for happiness, and the profound transformation that led him to a deeper understanding of life's purpose. Augustine's early life was marked by a relentless search for happiness, a search that took him through various philosophical schools and sensual pleasures. Yet his heart remained restless. His journey teaches us that happiness is not found in transient pleasures or intellectual pursuits alone. Rather, it lies in the pursuit of truth, in understanding our place in the world, and in nurturing our spiritual selves. Augustine's conversion marked a turning point in his life, leading him towards a path of peace and contentment. His legacy serves as a beacon for all those who, like him, are on a quest for happiness. His life is a testament to the fact that the pursuit of truth and understanding can lead to profound joy. Like Augustine, perhaps we too can find our own path to happiness, a path that leads us closer to the truth and to a deeper understanding of our place in the world.